is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Wednesday team here today. I know it may not look like it, but you have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, JD, from Line Movers, and Jefe will be joining us in just a moment. He will be here. JD, for once, it's just the two of us again. Remember how fun that was when it was just us and we got to talk on the show?
It was like that for a long time.
It was, and we brought the thing on with us, unfortunately. But how are you today, brother?
Doing good, man. Coming off another good day. Yeah, man. Everything is just going well. Really the start of actually 2026 for me. Not just betting wise, just everything kind of sucked. But it feels like this week is finally starting to turn around. So yeah, definitely in a good mood.
We love to hear that. JD, the whole world is happy when you are in a good mood. Everything is better when you are in a good mood. All right, JD. Well, we kind of hinted at talking about.
Hang on.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good, brother. It's another day in paradise. Well, let me tell you how I am, JD. Let me tell you. John Harbaugh is currently in Teterboro, New Jersey at the Giants facility. And I'm hoping that the New York Football Giants can get this deal done while we're on the show. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? So it's a good day for me. I do need to do a quick shout out. Not sure if my dad is in here. He watches the show every single day. And today is his 75th birthday. So I have to take a moment. Shout out my father. Wish him a very happy birthday. Very much looking forward to our steak dinner tonight at Fogo de Chao, one of my favorite restaurants. So yet again, just wanted to wish my father a very happy 75th birthday.
There you go. Happy birthday to one of the people who has actually been a regular viewer of ours for a very long time. So
yeah, doesn't miss his show. My father's one of those types that even if he's at work, he has the show on, he has an ear pod in, he's listening. So we all appreciate you always tuning in and supporting this show. JD, as we always do on the show, right to dive into our recap, talk about how we did yesterday.
Let's do it.
Let's get it, brother. Tuesday recap on a Wednesday afternoon. I'll let you kick it off. I know you had a great day. How'd you do?
Yeah, man. Overall was a pretty good day. As far as actually college basketball was a 3-2 day there. Finished up a few units. As far as hockey, did go 1-1 there. But then in tennis last night, we had a 3-1 night. So tennis is definitely heating up at just the right time.
We love that. You crush tennis. We're happy to have that here. Look who is with us. Jefe, how are you today, brother? Not sure if he was fully ready yet. Let's see if we can get him. We'll see. Hi, Jefe. How are you today? Wow, you look good. Thank you, Monzi. I very much appreciate that. I will let my father know, and I'm sure he can see the comment watching the show.
I'm good. Just looking for somewhere.
That's not you, JD, is it? Oh, that's you. Okay, I was going to say there's no way there's one there and where he's located. That threw me off for a second. Jefe, you look good today. Why do you look so good?
I always look as good as the real answer.
No.
I just
no.
I don't like flex on you guys that much.
Okay. Well, JD is dealing with a looking like a little dog situation over there, so I will keep it rolling here for a moment. I'll talk about my recap. One team that I'm very upset with that did not even show up to the game was Iowa State last night. That was my free play of the day. We had a very good day outside of that, but Iowa State was an absolute disaster. They just didn't show up. They played much better in the second half, but in the first half, I believe they had 12 turnovers in the first half. I believe they had 6 turnovers in the first 4 minutes. They couldn't even get shots up. It was a big performance by Kansas. They very much impressed me. But what I take away from that game the most is it was just an off night from Iowa State. I still think they're a very good team. They just did not show up well at all last night. Let's take a look here. Yeah, Joseph, it was a horrible first half. I know I was texting you or messaging you about it during the game. It was brutal. David, he got crap from San Jose State, but it won. Good win there, David. We love to see you cashing on some winners. Jefe, how'd you do yesterday?
Yesterday was not a great day. College basketball sucked. I didn't even watch NBA, and I didn't even have a hockey play for the first time in a long time. That was just one of those days, man. And we were due. We were definitely due after some good football success. So hopefully we can turn that around for the next few days until we have more football.
We're getting so much coaching information today, Jefe. I know JD and I were speaking about that earlier, how John Harbaugh is in the building for the Giants. Not only is John Harbaugh in the building for the Giants, Mike McDaniel is currently in the building for the Titans. And the Ravens have just posted that they just let Jim Schwartz leave the building, and he just interviewed for the head coaching position with the Baltimore Ravens. So a lot of moving parts today. Hopefully we get a couple answers on where a couple guys are going to be going and where they're going to be coaching going forward.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Mike McDaniel, there's probably no better job than the Lions offensive coordinator.
Yeah, but he's still going for a head coach.
At this point where, money's being thrown around everywhere, I don't think he's out there looking for money. He got paid very well in Miami for a long amount of years, and he would get paid very well in Detroit as the top offensive coordinator. And then in the next cycle, 2 or 3 years, whatever it is, he'll be able to get back into head coaching. But him on the Lions, I mean, just selfishly, that offense would be sick. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, I don't know. I think really the dominoes start to fall after Harbaugh signs with the Giants, which I expect today or tomorrow. And then from there, Stefanski will become, the hot name, so to speak, because we're all assuming that Tomlin's going to take a year off. At least that's being reported.
That's all being reported everywhere. Pretty understandable, too, because he's under contract.
Yeah, and something that's really not being spoken about is Packers lost on Saturday. Matt LaFleur was in the building either Sunday or Monday, and they were working on an extension. Well, it's Wednesday, and we still don't have any word. So it's kind of like it wouldn't shock me if they couldn't find an extension, and he's now a free agent. And Green Bay.
You think so?
What?
Well, they'd have to fire him because he has 1 year left. He's going into his final year of his contract. The reports are that he's not going to be fired, so I do think he will still be there, but we'll have to see where that one goes.
Honestly, it could happen, but I also wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world if he got fired, took Malik Willis, and went to the Dolphins or the Steelers. The Steelers, sorry, not the Dolphins.
Interesting. Oh, we also have Arthur Smith interviewing with the Cardinals today. That one I found hilarious. Couldn't get a first down.
It's got to be a DEI situation. I don't know
yeah, that one made absolutely no sense. But as of now, like we were saying, I did just tweet it out. We're having a bunch of people jump in here. John Harbaugh is currently still meeting at the Giants facility. Jim Schwartz just finished up an interview with the Ravens. They did let him out of the building, so it does not look like that deal would get done today. And Mike McDaniel's still in Tennessee meeting with them today if we get any updates, which I kind of anticipate us getting. I do anticipate getting some news while we're on the air today for at least something. So as soon as we get that information, we will kick it over to you guys and provide you whatever info we do get. JD, our local Baltimore Raven. Who do you want to coach the Ravens before we get into today's action? Any guys that you particularly think would be a great fit for them?
To be honest, I haven't even really thought about it, man. I've been, for some reason, way more focused on where everybody else is going.
Yeah, that's kind of how it's been.
Instead of who is coming in. Yeah, for everybody out there, I'm actually not a Ravens fan.
Correct, yeah.
Whatsoever. Just so people know.
Right now, the favorite on Kalshi is Jesse Minter, defensive coordinator for the Chargers. He's at a 28% chance. Second favorite is Kevin Stefanski, and followed by Robert Saleh, who seems to be jumping up the list. Robert Saleh had that failed tenure with the Jets, but since he's returned back to San Francisco, he's just such a great defensive mind.
He is.
I think he would thrive in Baltimore, to be completely honest with you. What do you think about Robert Saleh?
I didn't even think that didn't even think he was even on the list for there. But no, I think that would actually be a really good fit and get that Baltimore team back to kind of where they used to be. Just actually shutting teams down.
Defense first type of team. Yeah. That's the identity of the Baltimore Ravens, and that would get them there. We have a question from Nick here. Who do we think would be a good fit for the Steelers?
If you were talking about Jesse Minter, to me is a perfect fit for the Ravens.
That's who I have a bet on that on Kalshi. I'll let everyone know. I took that when it was at 22%. It's a lot higher now. It's in the low 30s. But Jesse Minter is the guy that I'm projecting to go to the Baltimore Ravens. We will have to see how that one plays out. That's who I have a wager on. In terms of Nick's question here, do we think would be a good fit for the Steelers? I'm going to pull up Kalshi here and tell you who they think is the favorites and which you can bet on to be the head coach. So Brian Flores was the overwhelming favorite to go to the Steelers. His odds have tanked. The guy whose name has gone up the boards for Pittsburgh is Chris Shula. Chris Shula's coming in at 36%. Now, Chris Shula, you guys know what that last name is. And yes, they are related. I think he would be a perfect fit for Miami, going back to his family roots and coaching out there. But we'll have to see how that one does play out. Shula's my pick for Miami. But for Pittsburgh, I do think Brian Flores would be a fantastic option. We all know the situation with Brian Flores. He has multiple, or I think it's still a pending lawsuit against the New York Giants and the NFL over the Brian Daboll hire. If you forgot what happened, that moron Bill Belichick texted Brian Flores, congratulations on getting the Giants job. Bill Belichick thought he was texting Brian Daboll, but he texted the wrong Brian and Brian Flores, and that opened up a lawsuit and an absolute disaster, all caused by Bill Belichick. But that lawsuit is still open. I think he's going to have to drop that lawsuit to get a head coaching position, but that's just my opinion on the situation. I think he would be a fantastic coach wherever he goes. You just know that if you get Brian Flores, he's coming with an insane amount of baggage. Jefe, what do you think would be the ideal fit for the Steelers?
I don't know. I'll be honest. Because of their history, 3 head coaches since 1969. They're not going to be in a rush to find a guy. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know if we know who the guy is. When they hired Mike Tomlin, he was a absolute nobody. I think he was a Vikings wide receivers coach or something like that. He was a nobody. They flat out go for culture, guys. And they don't care if you know the name or not. You'll get to know him because he'll be in Pittsburgh for a long time. So it might be a coordinator, hot coordinator. It might not be. I just know that it's going to be a guy with that mindset, that Bill Cowher, that Mike Tomlin, hard-nosed mindset. And I don't know who that is. I'll be very, very honest. David, in the dream world, of course. But
everyone would want Cignetti. He's the best coach on the planet,
I'll tell
in my opinion.
Right now, if Kurt Cignetti ever even let it out as a rumor that he was willing to move on from the Hoosiers, which, by the way, he just signed a mega deal with them, so I don't know that he will. Every single team other than maybe 3 or 4 would fire their coach, and that is including the New York Football Giants, who could sign John Harbaugh today and would probably let him go if Cignetti really wanted to be a Giant. I swear, the only coach
that's wild. That's a wild take.
And guess what? I'd be for it. He's my favorite.
I mean, yeah, I think he's who I would want New York over anyone, but I don't think a team would hire John Harbaugh today and then fire him next week for
well, guess what? We're dealing on a hypothetical anyway because this is not happening. But other than the Chiefs, the Rams, the 49ers, the Bears, that's pretty much it in my head.
I could agree with that. JD, any other takes for you on Pittsburgh? We know you're a big Steelers fan. You're wearing the colors today to show your support for Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers, your boys out there. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I really don't know. And actually, kind of like y'all were saying, I think it may be a while. I don't really think this is something that actually we're going to find out soon.
Yeah, they're not going in. They're not going after John Harbaugh. They're not going after Stefanski. They want their own guy, and they don't care about the resume. They care more about the character. I have a trivia question for you guys, though. I mean, at first I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Tomlin gone, Harbaugh gone. So at first I was like, so who is the NFL's most tenured coach? But that question is pretty easy, right? You guys know the answer.
Let me think for a minute.
There's only one guy that's been in for a pretty long time.
Reed.
Yeah. But then I thought the better question is for major professional sports, and this is a known guy, who is the longest tenured head coach? It's an absolutely known guy. It's not the manager of the Colorado Rockies. Like, this is a known head coach in all major professional sports. Everybody knows this name. It's not a hard name. It's not a trick question.
What sport?
I was just about to say, is it in baseball?
If I tell you the sport, you're going to get it.
Give us 2 sports. Eliminate 2 of the 4 major sports.
I'll eliminate hockey and baseball.
Okay, so it's basketball and football, and it's not football. So it's basketball. Yeah. Obviously, Greg Popovich. Let me think for a minute. It can't be Spoelstra. He's been there a long time.
Eric Spoelstra.
Really? Invader Zim.
I would have.
Brother,
Yeah,
think
I would
about
not.
it. Think about how long ago LeBron's decision was. That was 2010.
Damn.
You're right. You're right. That was a long time ago. Yeah, he has been there for a while. He's not even that old,
So
which is kind of
he's
crazy.
not.
Yeah.
So
No,
think
not at all.
when we think about it like that, he's been there, I think, for like 16 years or something. And Reed, I think, is 13. Not that that's like, oh my God, 13. But
Big news for you, Jefe. The Charlotte Hornets are retiring Del Curry as number 30 on March 19th.
it's about time. I've been campaigning for this for months. Thank God. Let's do Grandmama next. Larry Johnson's got to be ridiculous.
Curry won the sixth man of the year.
Hey,
Okay.
that's for a 3-point contest, and he's been
Okay.
the radio. I'm totally honest. It's because he's been the TV.
Yeah,
radio
that would be fair. That's
like
fair.
20 plus years. So I think he's getting retired. Like some people like Chick Hearn for the Lakers. He got retired. He was like their long time announcer, but he's like retired with like a microphone. He might be retired with a microphone logo. Not even like a player. I don't know if his number is like nobody's ever going to wear number 30 again for the Hornets.
Yeah, they're retiring the number.
Yeah, I think they're doing that more for Steph than for Dell. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking. I mean,
I don't even know what that means.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. If Steph wasn't his kid, would they be doing this?
Shout out Davidson.
Shout out Davidson. You're absolutely right. All right, boys. Well, I think we've talked enough bullshit. If we get any other NFL information about the coach's search, anything we hear today, we will obviously talk about it because, let's be honest, the New York Giants are at the forefront of it. And Jefe and I are Giants fans. So guess what? If anything happens, you got to listen to us. But before that happens, gentlemen, you ready to dive into a little hoops action, give the people some bets for the day, and we're going to have Troy, saw your comment in there. We're going to have a much better day today. Let's get after it and have a monster day. JD, you ready to dive into a little college basketball?
Always.
Jefe, are you ready to dive into a little college basketball?
Yes.
You little silent assassin with that look today, our little John Wick. We move on to a little college basketball, and we're starting the day with a little Auburn versus Missouri. Auburn is entering this game 10-6, 1-2 in the SEC. Tough start to the year for Auburn. Going into Missouri, taking on the Tigers, who are 12-4 in the year and 2-1 in the SEC. John Wick, I'll start with you. The 7 o'clock tip on ESPN2. What do you got?
You know what I say about Tuesday 7 o'clock tips on ESPN Dose.
Only in your bedroom.
You literally can't miss it. You must cancel all your plans. You must leave your family. It's must watch television. And then you add in the Auburn, the War Eagle, the Mizzou, the Tigers. I mean, the Eagles and the Tigers. I mean, what are we gonna do here? It's a barn burner of animals. And to be honest,
both the Tigers.
War Eagle.
That was my lock. I had Troy an actual lock that the Tigers were going to win.
100%. The Tigers will win and cover this game. I can guarantee you that.
So if the Auburn Tigers, what is War? Actually, I do know. I watched a documentary. Never mind. I forgot what it is. But War Eagle, like an eagle flew in one time in like the 1930s in an Auburn football game, and they were like War Eagle. I might have totally made that up, by the way.
I don't know if that's what happened, but that's
why does there chant War Eagle?
It like sounds right there.
I swear. I
I
saw a documentary on the Iron, and the first part of the documentary is what does War Eagle, like where does War Eagle come from?
I'll tell you what happened because of a popular legend from 1892 football game against Georgia where a Civil War veteran's pet eagle flew during Auburn's game-winning drive. It flew over the field.
Knowledge other than right here.
1892.
1892.
First of all, JD was front fucking row. It was him, Alcorn State, which by the way, at that point, university was a guy's name. Later became the university.
Yeah, absolutely.
And happy birthday. Ask him if he remembers the War Eagle.
I will ask him.
What teams are we talking about here? War Eagle, Missouri. So here we go. I started this game, and honestly, I was on the Auburn side. I really was. Everything I looked at, I liked Auburn. First of all, they are the higher scoring team here. Their best player is coming off his best game, Hall, I believe. But then Missouri at home. 10-0 at home. Such a better team at home than on the road. I get why this number is where it's at, which is kind of a pick 'em, even though Mizzou, I have it see right now, minus 105, and that's what I'm going with. Missouri, minus 105 on the money line.
Let me tell you something. Missouri scares me, man. I don't know if anyone watched this game, but Missouri played Illinois on December 22nd, and Illinois beat them 91-48. And that game was in Missouri, in St. Louis. I think it's at a neutral field, or a neutral arena, if I'm not mistaken. But that one really scared me with this Missouri team. JD, what do you like in this one?
Yeah, so as far as actually Auburn goes, you actually said it. They haven't had the start to the year that I actually most thought that they would. They're starting to get better there. They're starting to overall look better here, and they are a team that I'm looking to actually back, especially in the next few weeks here. As far as this game, as far as my number, I have them favored here on an actual neutral court by actually 4 points. So when you throw in the home court, this number's about right. So that's where I lean here. And I was almost leaning towards Auburn here. But like Jefe said, as far as the home team, they have not lost a single home game. Auburn, they have not won a single road game. So if you're into those types of trends, as far as the Auburn side, it does not look good for them. If I had to pick a side, I would still go with Auburn here, but I am not. This total has been getting bet down to 153.5. Matter of fact, I'm even seeing a 152.5 now. I'm not understanding this. Not understanding this move down whatsoever. I think this total should be more in the 159 range. So I have played the over 153.5 here.
There we go. This is a game I don't have an official play on. I may get there by the time we get to tip off, but I do like Missouri, the home team that really has been one of the better home teams in college basketball this year. Like I said, this one's a little scary because we know how Missouri has played in a few games, but in this spot, Auburn does not scare me. ESPN BPI has this one basically as a coin flip. That's kind of how I see it as well. So for me, sometimes the best play is no play, but I do lean on the Missouri side, and I'm hoping that we see a big, big win for them, for the boys. And I hope we see points here for JD's play as well. All right, gentlemen, you ready to move to the second game of the day?
Yeah.
Second game of the day, we have UNC taking on Stanford. Hopefully Tar Heel is here. North Carolina Tar Heels, 14th in the country. They are 14-2, 2-1 in the ACC, taking on the Stanford Cardinals, who are 13-4 and 2-2 in the ACC. ESPN BPI has UNC as a 66% chance to win this game. They are saying they are the significantly better team. We will have to see when this one does play out. So, JD, we'll start with you on this one. We have UNC. We have Stanford. What do you like?
Yeah, man, when I was going through this game, just looking through each team here and actually what each team does, I mean, UNC is just simply the better team everywhere. This is a team this year that I have not backed yet. Because, as most people know, I actually am a Duke fan. That's probably one of my biggest teams I'm a fan of. And so obviously I am not a UNC fan. So it takes quite a bit. I have to be showing a pretty big edge to actually bet a UNC side. But here, I have not bet this one yet. But this would either be UNC or either pass here. As far as UNC in the favorite role, they've actually won every single game. As far as against the spread, they're obviously not that good. But they do win the games that actually they are supposed to win. And this point spread is actually low enough here to where you're in that range to where if they win, then they're most likely going to cover this. So
yeah,
that would be the only way I could lean here.
There we go. Quickly, before we kick it over to Jefe, we do have some college football transfer news. Pretty big running back. Michigan star running back Justice Haynes has signed with Georgia Tech. As of 5 minutes ago, he will be going to Georgia Tech. He originally started at Alabama, went to Michigan. Now he's on his third team going to Georgia Tech. Big news there in college football. Jefe, got to kick it back over to you. UNC Stanford, what do you got?
Yeah, man. First of all, I think it's hilarious that the ACC, I guess it's ACC Travels to California Day.
Yeah.
I'm actually genuinely curious if UNC Duke just took the same freaking plane. Duke's playing at Cal tonight. UNC's at Stanford. I have no idea if that's just somehow a coincidence or that's not whatever. Still getting over the fact that we have ACC schools in California. Regardless, here's what I'm looking at. I know that UNC is like JD said. UNC is better than Stanford. It's not even a topic. A little bit curious about this low spread, but maybe it's because of cross-country travel, even though I don't think
exactly
buying Spirit Airlines, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
But the total here Honestly, though, shocked that JD didn't bring it up. These teams score, man. Both of these teams score. UNC a little more than Stanford, but 144 is low, and I think the only reason it's low is because Stanford's coming off like a few games where they just literally, I think, didn't even score 60. I think in their last game, I got to look it up, but I think when I looked at it, they struggled to score. Let me see what they did. In
Yeah,
their
if
last,
you like
yeah,
the, if
Jesus
yeah,
Christ, yeah, they scored 55 points in their last game.
yeah, that's
Um,
actually something that actually I meant to say. But that's actually why I don't like the total is because as far as the Stanford side, I don't trust them. And as far as the UNC, as far as their actually defense goes this year, it has like actually been really good. So if you were going to wanted to play a total on this one, I would actually go with the UNC team total here.
I like that. I like that.
this must be a mess up by ESPN. This has to be a football score. I have Stanford losing to Notre Dame on December
That
30th
was
or a
that was
47-40.
that was one of the grossest games I think I've ever seen.
Yep.
They must have canceled that game second half. There's
It
no
was
digress. I get what you're saying, JD, but I actually think traveling across country, UNC's still gonna get their buckets, but maybe they're not gonna be as tenacious on defense as usual. So I'm gonna take my play in this game is the over 144.5.
There we go. I'm taking UNC. I know there's travel. I know everything about it, but I do think Stanford will struggle to score in this game. We all know what their offense is, and I think that they will not be able to get up enough points to match the pace that North Carolina plays with. North Carolina usually has some very high totals. Let's just go over their point totals in the last 5 games, how many points they've scored. Last game against Wake Forest, 87. Game before that, 83. Game before that, 79. Game before that, 99. Game before that, 71. They're consistently over the 80-point mark. They had a couple in the 70s here, but normally they hang out there. Stanford will struggle to kind of hit that point total here, and I think UNC will win this one by 10 plus. So give me UNC minus the 3.5. I do think UNC gets it done. And Stetsy, I agree with you. Nobody strolls into Maples Pavilion, but I do think they will be able to have a big second half and get the win here once they do get comfortable. Anyone have anything else to add on this game before we move to our final college basketball game of the day?
All good.
no.
Let's keep it rolling. Next game we're breaking down today is going to be Vandy taking on the Longhorns of Texas. Vandy coming in undefeated. They're 16-0, 3-0 in the SEC. Taking on the Longhorns, they're 10-6 and 1-2 in the SEC. This is a 9:00 game from Austin, Texas, in the Moody Center. Jefe, we'll start with you on this one. We have Vandy, we have Texas. What do you got?
Vandy, Texas. Um, you know, yesterday we were speaking about Iowa State undefeated, and then obviously we know what happened yesterday.
I'm never doing it again. I'm never doing the thing again.
So I am struggling between my head and my heart because I'm looking at Vandy and I'm like, damn, 16-0. That's impressive.
But we kind of just saw this last night.
Oh, crazy fun fact. Here's a crazy fun fact. JMU, just 2 or 3 years ago, had Kirk Cignetti as their football head coach and whoever Vanderbilt's head coach is as their basketball head coach.
Yeah, it's true.
And look at them now. Just saying, a little bit of a coaching factoring possibility going on over there at JMU.
I agree.
But Vandy, going into Texas, this game is in Texas. And I'm just like kind of struggling here. This line, when we started this show, was at 5.5, and I'm seeing it at 4.5 for the Longhorns. But yet I'm seeing that BPI, they're only 36% are on Texas in terms of the spread.
I did see it, Connie. It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
John Moran. Who's Vince Williams?
Another player on the team.
Shows you how much I know about the
I was
Grizzlies.
actually literally thinking the same thing. I just didn't want to say it.
Don't worry, I'll say it for you. I guess what I'm getting at here is I can't get the taste out of what happened yesterday, out of my head. And
Very true.
I know that, but I'm gonna roll with Texas plus 5.5 here. And I honestly might even look at Texas first half lines. Maybe they just get out to a hot start and have a lead, and Vandy might have to come back. But I like Texas with the points at plus 5.5. Can Vandy win? Yeah. I mean, they're 16-0. They can win every game. But I just think we're starting to get to that point where the fake teams are gonna, they're gonna show up. And maybe Vandy isn't that, but 5.5 points is not a little bit.
I understand that for sure. JD, what do you think about this one?
All right. So as far as this line and where this line is like headed, I think is because of Texas, is because of their last game. As far as Alabama, they went to Alabama and they actually beat them. So as far as just looking at it, that looks like a great win. But as far as actually Bama, that was not a good spot for them. They had guys out. It wasn't the win that it just looks like.
Yeah.
But Texas did play well. So I'm not going to take that away from actually them here. Guys, Vanderbilt. Everybody I feel like is waiting on, for them just to like crash back down to like earth. Because like they're just shooting the ball so well. But I mean, like the sample size, guys, we're 16 games in.
Yeah, we're there. We've gotten our information.
Like, to me, this is no longer like a fluke. I mean, like these like guys can like ball. I mean, like it's just as simple as actually that. And like when you look at it here, when you compare both of these teams, as far as their offenses are both good. I have Vandy ranked 7th. I have Texas ranked actually 25th. So they're both really good there. The biggest difference here is going to be on the defense. I have Vanderbilt ranked 13th, and then I have Texas ranked 127th. So that's where the difference is here. And Vandy, as far as actually like free throws go, Vandy does actually make them. So at the end of the game, I'm not actually worried there. To me, at the end of the day, I really don't mind laying the points with Vanderbilt. But what I did was I took them just to win straight up, and I parlayed that with the Spiders out of
Richmond.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Oh, I'm logging off the show. Better than that, see it.
So yes, that is my play for this game. It is actually just for Vandy to just straight up win.
Yeah, I'm on Vandy in this spot, guys. It's been bet down low enough where I think you have to take it at the spot. This one did open at a 7.5, but it's now all the way down to 4.5 on most books. That's where I'm going to be taking it at. So I will be taking, like I said, Vandy. They've been perfect all year. They've won every single game. JD, you said it perfectly. A lot of people are waiting to see this Vandy team slow down. They're waiting to see if it was a fluky start. But after 16 games, can you really call it a fluky start? I think we know what they are now, and they're a very strong team. It's tough because they are on the road here. We saw what happened last night in Iowa State. Iowa State, very good team. Had their worst game of the year last night, and I'm hoping we don't see Vandy slip up as well. But I do think Vandy's coached very well. I think they do show up and have a big performance. So give me Vandy, minus the 4.5. Get the win for JD, and let's cash on the Commodores in this one.
Let me check something really quick before we move on. Okay, so yeah, as far as Vandy, as far as actually on the road, because that's what everybody wants to talk about here also. They're in a road spot. Well, ATS on the road, they are 5-1. So that shows you that they still play fine on the road. So
absolutely. Question from Stetsy Boy here. What are our thoughts on Nevada plus 13.5 at Utah State? I have not broken that game down yet. I have not gone through it. JD, have you gotten to check this one out?
Let me pull it up really quick. Nevada, I have Utah State favored by 11 on a neutral. So yeah, throwing some home court, and yeah, I have that number pretty much right there where it is. Let me look. No, this is a game I haven't actually.
Yeah, Utah State's been good as of late. You know, they're ranked 23rd in the country. They're 14-1 in the year. They've been great, but on the other side, Nevada's had a couple big performances as well. They're coming off a win over Wyoming where they scored 92 points. They beat Fresno State. They beat Boise State. They beat Colorado State. So these are a lot of teams that we see in the tournament every year. Colorado State, they had Roddy a couple years ago. He was a very good player. That team's always in the mix. Boise State, we don't need to say anything about them. They're also usually in the mix. Fresno State is good. Recent loss for Nevada was at home against San Diego State. They lost 73-68. That's another team that we see in the tournament a lot that normally has a very good defense and they play very well together. So, JD, anything you like in this one?
Well, yeah, the thing with Utah State is as far as on offense and then actually like as far as defense, they're actually good on both sides. That's your ball here, and that's what makes them so like good. as far as Nevada, as far as their offense is definitely better than their actual defense, and that's going to lead me to this lean that I was about to give out. Is I have a lean towards the over here. I believe it's 150 and a half or 151. And it's not really a big edge, but I have it more in like the 154 range. But with the way that they've been playing, I would definitely have to lean over here.
Yep, I agree with that, JD. Let's see points here. Stetson, let's cash that one if you do end up taking it quickly. A little NFL news, nothing too exciting. Adam Thielen, JD's nephew, has announced his retirement. He's been a fun player to watch. Very expected that we knew he was going to retire, so shout out Adam Thielen. Hope you enjoy retirement. He might be a guy we see on a sideline one day. He just has that kind of sense around them. So we may see him again soon on a football field.
Yeah, he definitely gives wide receivers coach.
Yeah, 100%. Brian Hartline at Ohio State. Yeah, move over. Here comes Adam Thielen. All right, boys, that's going to do it for the college basketball segment. You ready to break into the NBA? We have one game we're breaking down, and if you look at the slate, I'm sure you can figure out which game we're going to be talking about.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
The New York Knicks taking on the Sacramento Kings. Knicks enter this one 25-14 on the year. They are 8-10 on the road. Let me repeat that again. The Knicks are 8-10 on the road, 2 games under 500. They've also been dog shit as of late, losers of 3 out of their last 5 games. Taking on the Kings team that, let's be honest, they are dog shit as well, and they're going to be missing the bulk of their team. Dennis Schroeder suspended for trying to get in a fight. I believe it was the Lakers game. 40 minutes after the game, he was trying to fight Reeves or something. Out, suspended because of that. Keegan Murray is out because of the ankle, and Domantas Sabonis is out because of the knee. On the Knicks side, Landry Shamet is still out, expected to return in a couple days, though. We haven't seen him in quite a while. Kings are 10-30 on the year, and they're 7-13 at home. They've just been an absolute disaster this year. Jefe, we're going to start with you. We got the Knicks. We got the Kings. Big spread here. What do you got? Jimmy, not yet, but it did just leak out that Aaron Rodgers did only want to play for Mike Tomlin, so it's looking like his time in Pittsburgh is at least done, and pretty much I think you can figure out that means that his time in the NFL is done.
Stick with me here. I'm not happy about where I'm at with this game, but basically, I have to be honest. This is a big spread, and while I do think the Knicks are going to win, to cover this spread, they got to be comfortably up. Yep. And continue to put the press on the gas. And they have a back-to-back, first leg of a back-to-back tonight. They have Golden State tomorrow, the Warriors. I could see this being Knicks up 15 points with 4 minutes left, and Mike Brown pulls everybody because they got to get ready for tomorrow. This is too big of a spread. I hate to do this. I rarely ever do this. I'm taking Kings plus 11. I just think it's the better play in this game. I think the Knicks win this game. I just don't see them going all by a gas, no break.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. That's why I think there's no chance you could take the Knicks in this one. Do I think they win the game? Absolutely. They're 11-point favorite. They should fucking win the game. But the Knicks have been terrible on the road, and I don't think they're going to be able to cover the 11-point spread here. I'm not going to play it, but if I were to play something in this game, it definitely would be the Kings in the plus 11. JD?
Yeah, I think everybody knows by now that as far as the NBA, I'm not really super in actually tune with actually that league currently. What I have actually kept up with, though, that's actually what I was going to say. Was as far as the Knicks, I just don't think I could lay this.
It's just too many points. And because we're saying they're going to win by 40, but it's just too many points in this spot.
So that's what I was going to come on here and say, and then y'all actually said that. So that, I wasn't going to play this game whatsoever, but I actually might play the Kings now.
I think the Kings are a good play if we're going to be completely honest.
So yeah, there's all I have.
All right, boys. Anything else we want to add before we get into a couple segments that y'all know what we're going to do?
I don't believe so. Not unless the chat has something. So if you have any questions, chat, go ahead and throw them in.
Let me tell you something. Kings plus 11 is also a 5-star play, 4-star play. Sorry.
Oh man, well because it just makes sense. Like it just makes sense. I could literally just see exactly what I said happening. Nick should beat the Kings, but there's no need to keep pressing. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the backups come in and they keep it up. But I'll be honest with you. Personally, I'm not putting my money on against the Knicks. I'm telling you what I feel about this game. Correct. If you're not a Knicks fan, and you're looking at this just as a betting opportunity, I would think 11 is a betting. I'm not touching this game on the Knicks side. Oh,
Correct. I agree 1,000%. All right, JD, want to bring up our good friends over at Splash?
Yep, let's do it here. Like Alpha said, we have our good friends over here at Splash Sports. We have all their pools going up right here, as you can see, under their homepage. And golf starts tomorrow, guys. We have the Sony Open.
Hell yeah.
Tomorrow. I know that Alpha is definitely excited for that. I am also. We can get a little first round leader action going on.
Come on.
Cannot wait for that throughout the season. But they have a ton of pools, guys. That actually you can get in here. I mean, a ton of them. If you just go to to the actual lobby here, go over here to PGA. Like I said, there's a ton of them, but you can do that for actually any sport as actually well. Yeah. So, and we still have not decided which one we are going to do. So, chat, if there's a pool that you want us to actually run, let us know. So we can get that up and going. But our friends over at Splash Sports, the reason why actually we've actually really partnered with them is because of their quick picks. You can see it up top there, right there in the middle, where you can come over here and you can build a slip anywhere from 2-man to actually, I believe, 6-man. And yeah, just picking the over under. Today is Wednesday, so you have the Whale Wednesday boost. There is a few of them. It starts with a 50% boost, it goes down, and as far as you can get more money down as actually like you actually go there. But if you want more than a 50% boost, you can use our promo code that you see on the screen here, and you can get a 100% profit boost on your first quick pick slips plus a $50 deposit match. Use the promo code there, or the link is down below, and the link is on Twitter also if you need that. Once again, that $50 deposit match plus your 100% profit boost on your first quick picks slip. And if we have one today, we will post it on actually Twitter, Discord, Tails, all those things. We actually did win our actual last one, but we're not going to throw them out every day if we don't actually like the play. We're not just going to throw them out to just throw them out. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that.
JD, I have big news for you. You're going to love this one. We have another a breaking. Well, it was last night, but it's still something to bring up. Transfer quarterback TJ Finley has signed with Incarnate Word. Do you remember TJ Finley, JD?
That name is very familiar.
Let me go through the schools he's been to, and that's why I have to put it in here as well. LSU, he started. Then he went to Auburn. Then he went to, what the fuck school is that? Let me scroll up here. Texas State. Then he went to Tulane. Then he went to Western Kentucky. Then he went to Georgia State. And now he's with Incarnate Word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. His 7th team in college sports. So very soon, I'm hoping Rutgers gets him for year 14 next year.
Yeah, I remember him. I believe it was
Auburn.
I believe it was WKU.
Really?
Is actually where I remember him from. Yeah, that is a very random one. Yeah.
Right? I thought you liked that. Before we dive into best bets, of course. You guys ready to get into best bets?
Almost.
Okay. What else we got?
Okay. We are ready now.
All right. Jefe, are you ready?
I'm ready.
John Wick is ready. Let's roll. Best bets for Wednesday, January 14th at 12:44 p.m. What else should I throw in this intro here? John Harbaugh's in the building. Get it the fuck done. Okay. Let's start with our best bets of the day. Jefe / John Wick / Stud / Luna's father / Jefe Picks. What do you got?
I only got one today, guys. It's a game we didn't speak about, but somehow the team came up. I'm rolling with Duke, man. -12.5 at Cal. I actually looked at the schedule. It's funny. So after these two games, UNC and Duke will flip, and it will be Duke, Stanford, and UNC Cal. And another question of, did they just take the same plane? I don't get it. But anyway, yeah, Duke's better than Cal. I get it. Road, cross country, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And rolling literally outscore and outpower Cal.
There we go.
That's my favorite play on the board.
I do agree there, Jefe. Guys, we're going to go to a game we did not talk about here. We're going to go to a team that has treated me well, that has also treated us on the show well here in Best Bets. You can probably guess it. We're going to go to those Gales. We're going to go to Iona once again. We're going to lay 7.5 points with them on the road tonight. This line was one I really studied for a long time because I didn't understand it because I was trying to figure out if we had multiple guys out or something like that. But as far as I can tell, everything is good. So yeah, we're on this and on this fairly large. I think that they win definitely by 10 plus here. I have this game more towards the 15 point range. Yeah, let's roll with them. And I also do have a 5-unit college basketball play going tonight. I am 52-22 my last 74 5-unit plays, which is hitting at a 70% clip. You get the math there. So if you would like to join us tonight, it is going to be a good night.
It might be a good night to ride with JD and Line Movers team over at MoneyBall Metrics. Guys, don't worry. I'm here to save the fucking day. Jefe, want to give a pick on a game we didn't talk about? Fine, no problem. JD, want to give a pick on a game we didn't talk about? Fine, no problem. But the dog is here to give you a pick on a game we actually fucking talked about. And that's North Carolina with the points. Let's see the Tar Heels have a big performance tonight against Stanford, going in to Maples Pavilion and getting a big cover there. Gentlemen, it's been a blast. I was hoping we had a little more NFL news, aka I was hoping John Harbaugh signed by the time we did this. Unfortunately, he is not, so back to watching John Harbaugh news all day. But it's always a blast getting on here, chopping it up with you boys, talking about our good friends at Splash Sports, and hopefully today, sweeping Best Bets. Jefe, I'm going to kick it over to you. Any words for the people before we get out of here?
Carl, focus. Back-to-back tonight. I know it's a lot of activity for you. You're not used to it. But be true to yourself, man. And by that, I mean don't play with authority.
JD?
Be true to yourself, everyone. Everyone out there.
Some of you don't. We know what some of your true selves are. Don't resist.
But no, guys, yeah, we've had a great start to the week. Let's keep it rolling tonight. I hope that everybody has a great Wednesday. Thomas, shout out to you. You're always in the chat. You're always
so positive.
Yeah, man, you're just positive all the time and hyping us up. So appreciate you, man. But yeah, guys, let's have a night. Let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace out, everyone.